Hello everyone, my name is MrJepthah. Happy Thanksgiving! My wife left me. I am MrJepthah no more. Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turned to red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying. Hello? Oh, okay, that makes way more sense. All right. Love you too. Bye. She didn't leave me. She was just going to the store to pick up the turkey for Thanksgiving. Maybe I shouldn't have made a rash decision and giving up and changing who I am because of a girl. The first Spider-Man movie was met with thunderous applause. Everyone loved it, with many at the time saying it was the greatest superhero movie of all time. But I mean, come on. What were we even comparing it to at the time? But yeah, I've grown up with it and I still love it, despite the camp. Spider-Man 2 then happened, and boy, let me tell you, the hype was real. I had so much merchandise for the film, and I get very nostalgic over the awesome promotional images of Spidey. I had action figures, the folders I had for school were Spider-Man 2 themed, Burger King's kids meal toys. I was so excited for this cinematic masterpiece. And then the movie came out. Let me say, without getting into a full-on review of the film, I have a deeply rooted love-hate relationship for this movie. 50% of the movie I absolutely love and I think is absolutely incredible. And the other 50% is a stupid soap opera garbage about a toxic relationship that honestly ruined some of the major elements of the movie for me. Even as a kid who didn't really care about romance in movies, this has always felt toxic. And don't give me that, well, that's kind of the point, didn't you see the final shot baloney? We all know where it goes now, but back then, everyone was praising this as a great love story a la Superman 2. And I have my own problems with that love story as well. That being said, this movie has some of the greatest action scenes and great character arcs in a superhero movie that we had ever seen then or even seen to this day. That Passion of the Spider scene gets me every time.
It's good to have you back, Spider-Man.
I'm not crying. You're crying. So of course, that means this movie would translate well into what many people say is the greatest video game adaptation of a movie ever. This doesn't seem right. Yeah, it wouldn't be an episode of the MrJepthah Show if I didn't play the GBA version to a tie-in game. The power of Spider-Man 2 in the palm of my hand. This box art is... wow. I love this teaser poster so much. The reflection of Doc Ock in Spidey's eye is so ominous and exciting. Like if it were an actual moment in the film, Spider-Man turns around to see Ock attack him. I love it. And on the back, we see another one of my favorite teaser posters and promotional images of Ock just standing around. I know that sounds boring in theory, but just look at how ominous it is. Take New York for a spin. 2 years after becoming Spider-Man R, you face your toughest enemy yet, the dangerous Doc Ock TM. Dangerous? I mean, sure, but you couldn't come up with a better adjective that fits the alliteration? How about diabolical, disastrous, disgusting, dumb?
All sorts of words.
Dangerous just sounds a little silly. Challenge classic villains, including Mysterio, Lizard, Rhino, Shocker, and Puma. They weren't in the movie. Just like the last game, this game opens with another live-action intro. While it could have been argued that in the last game it was just showing off the CGI scenes, this shows live-action footage. So, yeah, now we have live-action footage on the GBA, and it still looks like vomit. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh man, just listen to that music. Oh, Danny Elfman, you've done it again! Seriously, is this the soundtrack that he made that got him fired from the movie?
Pizza time.
Much like the movie, the game opens with Peter Parker delivering pizzas, which was one of my first jobs. That's not relevant to the game, just a fun fact about myself I thought you'd like to add to my Wikipedia page. This game has got cutscenes, and they certainly are cutscenes for a video game, as the images taken for this game are snapshots from something. First off, it's not snapshots taken from the main console games, and I can't find where they got these unless they rendered them themselves. They used movie footage earlier, why couldn't they just use images from the movies? Or go back to the comic book style from the last game? And second, that looks nothing like Mr. Aziz from the movie. Cool! The random pizza guy tells Peter, at least I'm pretty sure that's Peter, that he's got 7.5 minutes to deliver 5 pizzas or he's fired. You control Peter Parker delivering... Spider-Man delivering pizzas. I have 3 questions here. First, why is the guy who's giving Spidey the pizzas on the roof of the building? Second, is he not concerned that Spider-Man, not Peter, is stealing the pizzas?
He stole that guy's pizza!
Third, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? I couldn't come up with a third question. Spidey causes property damage to deliver pizza to someone. I can't think of a nobler reason to burst through someone's window. I did that all the time when I delivered pizzas. There you go, I made that fact from earlier very relevant. Why is this music so epic? By Game Boy Advance standards, I mean. Why couldn't you just use the main console version's music for this level? It's like 10 times better. The controls to this game are similar, if not exactly the same, as the previous game's controls. And by similar, I of course mean the exact same thing. I'm not saying that as a criticism. I mean, if it ain't broken all that. It just kind of shows how much of this game isn't different from the first. It's like they copy and pasted everything from the first game and changed a little bit here and there, like the heads-up display for example, to hide the fact that they just copy and pasted the first game here. Okay, that's not entirely fair, for as you see, this game has experience points, and you collect these experience points for upgrades at the end of each level, which, I'm not gonna lie, is actually a really cool element. Now we meet Dr. Otto Octavius, who's about to do this little dangerous experiment. These mechanical arms can perform complex tasks under the harshest conditions. Why did it fade the whole screen out for that transition? That seemed completely unnecessary. Why not fade the words if you're not going to change the picture? How would that look if I did that? It would look pretty stupid, wouldn't it? And now, sit and marvel. No, this can't happen. I've done hundreds of tests. Only hundreds? Pretty sure Peter isn't the only one that's brilliant but lazy. Dr. Octavius, we must leave now. Spider-Man, you must be the reason my experiment failed. Yes, because Spider-Man is very much against clean, renewable energy. He's a regular Recyclops. So the building is coming down, and Spidey has to rescue all the people trapped in the burning building before it comes down on top of us. It's simple and straightforward. Just run away from the collapsing building and avoid all the fire while picking up everyone you can. How is Spider-Man saving all these people? That's gotta be a lot for him to carry out of the building. It looks like there's a guy down there. I'm just gonna peek around over here first. If there's anything the last game taught me, it's that collapsing buildings stop collapsing as long as you're climbing around in air vents. They'll be fine. Oops. Well, Nobody liked that guy anyway.
Some poor soul got trapped on the 4th floor.
So, wait. Does this level not end if you miss picking up a person? I guess not. It looks like saving the civilians was just for experience points, and you could have just left them to die. Rated E for everyone. Ah! Oh. It's just Harry Osborn. I think. Hey, Parker, I was wondering if you made it out okay or not. Yeah, I'm sure that was the only thing you were concerned about at the moment.
I'm ruined.
I guess he's not angry at Spider-Man in this universe because, as we saw in the last game, Goblin and his cronies are behind bars. I went ahead and upgraded my jumping to see if it has any effect. I think so? I'm actually not really sure. After the explosion, rioting and looting has begun. That sounds like a typical Wednesday in New York. I'm not a professional looter, but if there are any looters in the comment section, would you typically loot a business district of a city? I feel like you would have better luck looting in a residential area or a shopping center. So it's now Spider-Man's job to beat up 30 thugs. The enemies in this game are easier than they were in the first game, especially now that I have the ability to upgrade Spider-Man's abilities. And of course, all of them have been cloned, presumably by the Jackal. He's not in this game, is he? Well, whoever cloned these guys made the right decision of cloning Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry, how are you supposed to get out of this apartment? There's no door. Hey, we can still take pictures of Spider-Man when prompted to in each level. This time, it looks like it's only once per level, and what does it unlock? Ah, of course. Still images from the movie or promotional images. Yeah, this would have been great when the game came out the day before the movie did here in the US, but it's the future now, and I've seen this movie more times than I can count. It's on streaming now, and I literally just watched 2 different cuts of the movie back to back before playing this game. What do I need this for? So after that simple and straightforward linear level, we get a... No way. This game, for the Game Boy Advance, has a 3D open world. How did I not know about this? I mean, sure, open world games on the Game Boy Advance aren't a shock for me. Zelda, Harvest Moon, and GTA are the top ones that come to mind. But I've never seen anything like this on the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, let's explore this world. Well, I'm already feeling sick. On the little mini-map are 3 dots, 2 yellow and 1 green. The green takes you to the next level of the game, while the yellow are side quests, like stopping a bank robbery to get more experience points. And speaking of experience points, you pick up these red floating spiders to get some more experience points. I'm sensing a pattern here. Or I guess you could say I'm spider sensing a pattern here. The novelty of this is cool and everything. Just a little bit disorienting to me. Let's just say it's a good thing I'm not riding around in a car while playing this thing. Parker, get in here! What is JJ doing with his hand? Parker, put all this on my credit card. Parker, I've already seen this show. Parker, put your hands up. I want you to get over to the state prison right now. There's been a riot, and the inmates have overthrown the prison. I need you to sneak inside the prison and risk your life to take photos of the situation that I will grossly underpay you for. So yeah, according to good old JJJ, the Rhino is the leader of the prison riot. Sorry, game, I think you have the wrong Spider-Man too.
I am the Rhino!
That's not very family friendly. So Spider-Man runs around the prison, beating dudes up, collecting keys, you know, essentially doing whatever a spider can. You'll never put me back in that cell. You're right. You belong in the zoo. That's not my Tobey Maguire voice. You're right. You belong in the zoo instead of jail. Oh, brrr! The Rhino runs away and you have to try to keep up with him, using your spider sense to let you know when a truck might hit you. Eventually, a truck carrying a couple of barrels pulls up in front of the Rhino, and then Spidey throws the barrels at the monster. Oh, and don't punch the barrels. Now it's time to battle the Rhino. It took me a second to figure it out. You can't fight him hand to hand, but eventually he charges at the building you're on so hard that a big piece of rock or concrete or whatever falls from the heavens and breaks on his back, causing him to get damaged. Do this a couple of times and he's not dead because this is Spider-Man. Well, it is based on the Raimi movies and he loves killing villains, so maybe Rhino is dead? There's been a bank robbery where the bad guys have taken hostages, and any attempt to rescue them will result in dire consequences. Okay, but like, what are their demands? Did they say yet? No? Are they still working it out? Am I thinking too hard about a movie tie-in game for the Game Boy Advance? Alright, run around the bank, beat up bad guys who are actually a little more challenging this time, and save the hostages. This level introduces us to a couple of new obstacles in the game. First, there's these big fans that Spidey can't walk or crawl by. I don't really know why. Maybe he's afraid of fans. There's also this hook thing. I guess it's a hook. I'm not sure what else to call it. Spidey can use it to fling himself at harder to reach places, or from hook to hook, which is always just so much fun. They're making off with the vault. I thought it was in the vault. Wait, why do they have a vault in the vault? Do many banks have that? To keep whoever from making off with the vault, Spider-Man has to punch the cables. Yeah, that'll work. Dr. Octavius. That's Dr. Octopus to you, Spider-Man. Coming from the movie, which is grounded in reality, well, to a point it is.
Butterfingers.
This is jarring and downright hilarious. Alfred Molina embracing the name Dr. Octopus is just such a stupid thing to imagine, considering how serious the movie that this is based on was. What? Dr. Octavius too long to put on your business cards? Or have you forgotten how to spell it? That's probably the worst quip I've ever read Spider-Man say. Ock runs away and Spider-Man lost him. For somehow. What? Not even a mid-game boss fight like the last game had? If I only knew which way that maniac Doc Ock went. I could straighten out this whole mess. Exactly how would you straighten out this whole mess? Rats. I was hoping the worst character from the movies wouldn't be anywhere near this game. So the cutscene says the play started 5 minutes ago from where Spidey is. Then the mission objective screen says my goal is to get Spidey to the theater before the play ends. Seems simple enough. And then the level gives you 5 minutes to get to the theater. So that was either the shortest play in the whole world, or nope, nothing else. That for sure was a very short play that for sure was not worth the New York ticket prices. Uh-oh, Mysterio. Take your hands off the lady, fishbowl head. You may not realize this, but every time somebody in the Spider-Man universe calls Mysterio a fishbowl head or references his fishbowl-like head, I have to give money to charity. I was just explaining. Fine. Oh dear, what is going on with his head? I've been making jokes about how scary the faces in these cutscenes look, but this is legit creeping me out. I feel like if you took the fishbowl off of his head, I feel like if you took his helmet off, he would look like William Afton. Look at it! It's like Quentin Beck doesn't have any eyelids. Am I wrong? I'm here to change the water in your bowl and replace the dead fish. Please stop! Mysterio's Wacky World. How wacky could it be? That's pretty wacky, all right. I think I'm gonna be sick. After navigating this maze, you now have to fight Mysterio. He just keeps phasing in and out, and I kind of just keep trying to hit him, and somewhere along the line it's the real him. And then, to shake things up, he uses a giant boot. This takes forever. Start talking, bulbhead. Thank you. Now, Spidey runs around a construction site, defusing bombs, just like the last game. And I was too late on the next one. I'm so happy to be back at the beginning of this long, boring, dull level. So, let me get this straight. A guy gets crushed by a building, the level continues, bomb goes off, and the level restarts. Makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, this is long. There's so much swinging and jumping around that it feels so tedious, and it's not incredibly fun for me to swing from hook to hook. And you know you failed in making a Spider-Man game when the swinging is not fun. After you defuse the bomb, there's even more level to get through. To quote my personal hero, Ludwig von Beethoven, "You've gotta be kidding me!" Finally, it only took me 25 minutes to get through that mess. Only! Now we once again come face to face with Shocker. Who invited you here, Oven Mitt Head? We really gotta work on your quips, Spidey. They're not working today.
You'll pay for that insult with your life.
Really, Shocker? It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was still bad, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't like he insulted your mother or anything.
Yeah, well, you're gonna pay for the bill to my tailor. I think I tore a stitch in my costume grabbing all those bombs.
It rides up in the crotch a little bit, too.
Alright, so now it's time to take down Shocker. He sends these giant rings at your face, and you have to dodge them, I guess. Then you can run up and punch him in the face until he electrocutes you. There's also these giant pots containing, I don't know, hot molten lava that you can hide behind, causing Shocker to hit them, dropping them on his head. Looks like we've all been had. These bombs are fake.
Something always brings me back to you. It never takes too long.
So I went through all of that stupid construction level for no reason at all. Also, if Spider-Man failed to get to the bombs in time, he would have just realized they were fake and zip up to beat up Shocker. Why on earth did I have to restart that level after the timer went off? And I'm so sorry that got out of hand. I just really hated that level a lot. There's reports of a train robbery in progress. Oh, sweet. Does that mean we're gonna get to the best part of the movie? Apparently, there was a train that was carrying some science stuff, and it was robbed of said science stuff. And it looks like the lizard is involved. I can only imagine that if a kid who knew the Spider-Man lore played this game before seeing the movie, he would be very confused when Connors wasn't the lizard in the movie. Stop confusing us, Digital Eclipse. A walking suitcase. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to one of the CGI model rejects for the old Scooby-Doo movie.
Do not mock me, Spider-Man.
But you're making it so easy because you're so stupid looking. Ow! I shouldn't laugh. I'm sure this was very scary to someone when they first played this. I can't even finish that sentence. I'm sure someone worked very hard on this. Okay, moving on.
I shall create a new society where reptiles rule.
You know, I don't think you have to hold out the S on an SH sound. But hey, what do I know? I don't even know how to do a grammar. Also, why didn't you hold out the C in society? So now we gotta fight the lizard. That's not what he looked like 2 seconds ago. Why is he wearing clothes now? After you get his health down enough, alligators attack. Then an anaconda comes from the ceiling. Spidey's gonna find out that it was his professor friend all along, and there will be a huge emotional moment. Or we could just forget about that. I mean, it's not important or anything. It's only a life-altering event for Spider-Man, but whatever. Oh no, Spider-Man has been drugged. It turns out he was drugged by this thing. Meet Puma, a minorly obscure character in the Spider-Man mythos. He's not a well-known villain, but he has popped up a few times here and there in the comics since his introduction in 1983. But he has yet to show up in any of the cartoons that I've seen, or any of the other non-comic book mediums besides this and the PC version of this game. In this version, he's hunting down Spider-Man, and he hit Spider-Man with some kind of dart. Could you not use Kraven for this? You had to go with some really obscure villain? You couldn't go with an A-lister? Dr. Octavius wants Spider-Man dead? I don't remember that from the movie. So, get this. Here's Puma's plan to kill Spider-Man. This is a greatest plan ever. He drugs him, then he gives Spidey a challenge to enter his lair without alerting his alarms. If he does get to Puma without getting caught, Puma will give him the antidote so that Spidey can't die. Move aside, Reed Richards. We have a new candidate for smartest person in the Marvel Universe. All right, so Spider-Man sneaks into Puma's lair and he's been detected. Okay, I failed. So I should be going back to the beginning of the level, right? Why am I still playing? Yeah, it turns out if you're detected, you can still get away by activating one of these switches, turning the alarm from red to green. Smartest person in the Marvel! Now it's time to fight Puma. He's very easy. All you gotta do is just wait for him to jump, and then you punch him while he's in midair. It's just a matter of getting him to pounce at you in the first place, so it takes a lot longer than you'd think. Peter Parker meets up with his friends, Mary Jane and Harry Osborn. I can't with this image. Where did Ock come from the last picture? What is Harry doing?
Does someone need a hug?
Hey, Peter. Ock is to your left. Look left. Mary Jane, calm down. This isn't a poster for a 1950s monster movie. Also, what kind of an is this supposed to be? Is this Mary Jane screaming like she wouldn't stop screaming in the movie? Is this Doc Ock giving an attack roar? And don't give me that, it's subjective, you make it sound like what you want it to sound like in your head. Because this game is not deserving of being that deep. Back to the overworld, only this time, we're trying to catch up with Doc Ock as he's running away. Forgive me for being so analytical about a movie tie-in game for the Game Boy Advance, but did Peter just wait for Doc Ock to leave with Mary Jane before he changed? Or did he just change right there, revealing his secret identity to everyone? Or has time passed since the last image and this current level? I know, it's Spider-Man 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I shouldn't be thinking too hard about it. But I don't care, I'm gonna think too hard about it. When you catch up with Doc Ock, you don't get to fight him yet. You have to face his minions and find out where he's taken Mary Jane. But I just caught up to him. Beat up his minions on the docks, sneak into his secret lair until we finally get to the final level. Just let MJ go, Doc, so we can avoid any unpleasantness. Too late for that. I've been playing this game, haven't I? Alright, it's time to face the hardest villain of the game! I did it. It wasn't hard. You'd think, since it was the last villain, that he would have been the hardest. But he wasn't. He wasn't. Doc Ock's still trying to push forward with his experiment, but it's not working. Spidey can't save both Doc Ock and Mary Jane. I guess it's time to choose who to save like it's a Telltale game. But that would imply that I'm actually playing a good game. Yeah, Spidey saves Mary Jane while Doc Ock dies. Tragic. Actually, if this is anything like the last game, he's actually behind bars. You should be rewarded for your bravery. Oh, my love. Do you think the doctor is dead? Oh boy, it looks like Doc Ock's gonna be in Spider-Man 3! I did not enjoy this game. For a while though, I was actually going with it, and I was genuinely having a good time. But then the game kept going. I know they were limited with the hardware of the GBA, but like I said before, this is basically the same thing as the first game. It looks the same, controls the same. At least there are a couple of improvements. The experience point system is actually really cool, and even if it looks like vomit, I love the Mode 7 hub world, or at least the idea of it. It's so unique, and the last thing that I thought I would ever see on this game, or console for that matter. But overall, there's nothing to do. Now, from an objective standpoint, this game is probably really not that bad. Subjectively though, I just had no enjoyment from the construction site level all the way to the end. From that point, it's dry, it's boring, it's way too long for being based on a beloved Spider-Man title. Also, where is my train fight? That's like the best part of that whole movie, and there isn't a single level in this entire game that is anything like that. So with all that said, my official rating for Spider-Man 2 on the Game Boy Advance is a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful and a happy Thanksgiving. Mr. Thanksgiving? What are you doing? Take my hat off your stupid, disgusting head. I'm back. Hello, everyone. My name is MrJepthah, the real MrJepthah. And I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. And this year, I'm thankful that Mr. Thanksgiving is out of my hair for Thanksgiving dinner tonight. Hopefully, he's out of my hair today and forever.
It's Thanksgiving, sir. Mr. Thanksgiving Jr. I come before you today, humbled and humiliated, to ask you for just one thing. I want you to kill MrJepthah.